So one of my friends who um, really don't support marriage, and he doesn't really care to even integrate himself with an American woman, and he's been very open about that with me, because he feels that American women in general have lost their way. They don't really value men, and they just want to kind of suck us dry. They don't really care. And this is something I disagree with him. I don't think every woman thinks that way. I know there's some, but I don't believe every woman thinks that way. But one of the things that we were talking about was he knew a cousin or a relative who actually went out of her way to have a baby shower. She actually started flying people in from different parts of the country because it was a big celebration. She was going to have her first child. And one of the things that we were talking about, my friend and I, we have these different discussions all the time, is that there's a lot of ladies and families that really go out of their way to celebrate a baby shower as if it's a wedding, because it's almost instinctively known by these ladies particularly that the chances of them getting married is very slim. So they will put everything that they can, their resources, they'll invest a lot in these baby showers, because to them it's a reflection of marriage, because they don't think that the marriage itself will ever take place. And it's sad because there's a lot of women that have a lot of baby showers. I've had friends, family, have countless baby showers, and there's no wedding. There's no wedding. The guy is either in the background of the baby shower or reluctantly there because he doesn't care, or even the guy's not present at all. And no one really challenges that, because it's like an understanding that that baby daddy or whoever didn't really care. He didn't really like the woman that he impregnated to begin with. It was almost like an accident, and he didn't want that responsibility. And now the baby's here, and so it's just something that I personally don't want to support. The idea that a woman puts everything into a baby shower and she forgets, like in God's guidelines, that we should be really focused on getting a partner, a lifelong partner. So when this baby arrives, they have a mother and father who is not only cohabitating, living, as individuals, just cohabitating and not actually committed in marriage, but, actually committed in marriage. So when this baby arrives, they have an official mother and father who is working together and committed to one another. Because when you have, and I don't know the exact statistics, but there are statistics that really address the long-term relationships between people, men and women who cohabitate, and more than half, I know, don't make it. And that's a study that was conducted in America. It was South America, it was Canada, and it was another continent. But it often doesn't work most of the time. Just cohabitating is a faulty foundation. And it makes sense, because you have two people who clearly said, hey, we don't mind hanging out, we don't mind being sexually active, we don't mind moving in, but we don't really like each other enough to actually commit to each other. Think about that. So then you're arranging for a child to come into this world with just a man and a woman who's their mother and father, but they're not married. It kind of makes sense, And I know that there are certain communities, mine included, that this is a regular practice. This is something that everyone's used to. We're used to the baby shower and no husband. We're just used to it. It's like it's a ladies thing, or it'll be more directed towards ladies. And I think it's something that we need to keep in mind now. Especially for young ladies growing up and maturing. We have to let them know that this is not the norm. This is not something that is healthy for them. This is not something that we should be supporting and selling to them. They should be investing in finding a man that's going to love them, with a godly foundation, and will actually commit to them and propose to them, and actually ask them to be, have the privilege of being their husband, their lifelong partner. So it's just something to think about. I'm not against baby showers. I think baby showers are beautiful. I've gone to quite a few that have been very wonderful experiences with friends, family. But I just want to, say that we should put less emphasis on baby showers and more emphasis on actually having a marriage between a man and a woman who actually demonstrates not only to each other but the rest of the world that they're willing to commit to one another in front of everyone. That this is not like a backseat type of promise of a guy, sleazy guy saying, oh, hey, I like you all this much, and he's saying things in secret and not following up with his promises, but someone who's going to openly say these things in front of everyone and verify his love by going forward in a committed relationship. So God bless you guys and take care.